Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new fresh series where people mess with the wrong cops. Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up, let's roll right now folks. A suspect turned the streets of Miami into chaos while speeding in a stolen vehicle, aggressively weaving through traffic and cutting off other motorists. The reckless behavior quickly drew the attention of troopers from the Florida Highway Patrol, who immediately initiated a pursuit to stop the growing threat.
1028 Bravo, X-ray 86, Charlie, Ikea. Southbound 79, approaching 36.
The chase intensified through busy roadways as the suspect tried to exploit every gap to escape. Despite this, troopers maintained tight formation, coordinated over the radio, and steadily closed the distance while waiting for the safest moment to intervene.
Occupied signal 10 moving. And 1182, you advise Bravo, X-ray 86, Charlie.
That's 10-4, approaching the intersection of TGK, 72nd Avenue.
When the opportunity finally came, a trooper moved in and executed a precise pit maneuver, striking the rear of the vehicle and sending it out of control. The car spun across the roadway and slid to a stop, marking the decisive turning point of the pursuit. Within seconds, multiple patrol units swarmed in, sealing off all escape routes. The suspect was quickly subdued and taken into custody, bringing the dangerous chase to an end. The incident serves as a clear reminder that fleeing only escalates the danger and puts countless innocent lives at risk. On April 20th, 2021, around 3:46 p.m., an officer patrolling near Whitworth Church Loop on GA 92 observed a silver Nissan Murano driving recklessly. The driver was improperly passing vehicles, crossing into the wrong lane, and nearly causing a collision. After briefly stopping in a private drive, the officer attempted to make contact with the driver, later identified as Jaden Mickey Hamilton. Approaching a busy intersection, the officer acted to prevent further danger and executed a pit maneuver, safely forcing the vehicle onto the shoulder. When asked to move to a safer location, Hamilton suddenly accelerated at high speed. Initially appearing cooperative, it quickly became clear he was fleeing. The officer initiated pursuit as Hamilton exceeded 110 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone, swerving dangerously and putting multiple lives at risk along the roadway. Hamilton complied with commands and was taken into custody without resistance. He later admitted fleeing due to not having a valid driver's license. This incident highlights how fear and poor decisions can escalate quickly, while also reinforcing that fleeing only leads to greater risks and inevitable legal consequences. On February 5th, 2023, around 7:55 p.m., an officer observed a black GMC Yukon run a red light near the I-75/85 ramp to University Avenue. When a traffic stop was initiated, the driver refused to comply and fled, leading to a pursuit through multiple highways and exits, creating a dangerous situation for other motorists. During the chase, the suspect struck another vehicle before stopping, and both the driver and a passenger fled on foot. The officer remained to assist the victims, while Atlanta Police Aviation helped to track the suspects in a nearby wooded area. Both individuals were soon located and taken into custody without further incident. The driver, Troy Gervais Porter, faced multiple charges including felony fleeing, reckless driving, and hit and run. A Glock 22 with ammunition and illegal modifications was recovered nearby. This incident highlights how reckless decisions can quickly escalate, endangering lives and resulting in serious legal consequences that could have been avoided. On August 5, 2025, around 5:53 p.m., Florida Highway Patrol troopers attempted to stop a gray GMC pickup traveling on Interstate 4 near Lakeland. The driver initially complied, but suddenly accelerated away, refusing to remain stopped and quickly turning the situation into a high-speed pursuit.
You have a 1235 vehicle description? Vehicle description, direction, speed.
The suspect reached speeds of up to 110 miles per hour in a 65 miles per hour zone, aggressively weaving through traffic and putting surrounding drivers at serious risk. Troopers maintained pursuit while carefully coordinating to manage the threat and prevent further danger to the public.
Roll 21, speeds at 80.
This incident highlights how quickly a routine traffic stop can escalate into a life-threatening situation. Reckless decisions not only endanger innocent lives, but also lead to severe legal consequences. It serves as a reminder that cooperating with law enforcement is always the safer choice, while fleeing only increases the risk and the seriousness of the outcome. The video captures a dangerous high-speed chase between a Jaguar and Florida Highway Patrol. The suspect drove at extreme speeds, reaching up to 183 miles per hour, nearly 300 kilometers per hour, weaving through traffic and putting countless lives at serious risk on the roadway. Due to the severity of the situation, troopers took decisive action to stop the threat. The pursuit ended when an officer executed a direct collision maneuver, disabling the vehicle. Officers quickly approached and safely took the suspect into custody without further harm.
Should be eastbound Ortega.
Despite clear evidence, the driver denied responsibility, making implausible claims about not driving. These excuses were immediately dismissed by officers. This incident highlights the severe dangers of reckless driving and shows that fleeing accountability only leads to greater consequences and inevitable capture. On July 10, 2021, around 1:38 a.m., troopers joined a high-speed pursuit from Coweta County on I-85 South. The suspect shut off the vehicle's lights, crossed the median, and fled onto I-185, reaching speeds over 140 miles per hour, while evading spike strips and repeated PIT attempts.
Clear, coming up the embankment, exit 34. Clear, turning right on the 18.
The chase intensified as the driver made aggressive lane changes, sudden braking, and dangerous maneuvers off and back onto the interstate. During one encounter, the suspect intentionally struck a patrol car before continuing to flee. Troopers ultimately used multiple PIT maneuvers to force the vehicle off the roadway into a tree. The driver fled on foot but was captured. A passenger and a 4-year-old child were secured, and the driver was taken into custody. On January 25th, 2023, shortly after midnight, an officer patrolling Peachtree Road near Brookwood Valley Circle observed a black Dodge Charger speeding at 68 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. When the officer attempted a traffic stop, the driver accelerated, initiating a dangerous pursuit through busy streets and intersections. The suspect drove recklessly, weaving through traffic, running multiple red lights, and even using oncoming lanes, creating extreme risks for others. Troopers Tierney and Shackelford joined the chase, with Shackelford taking the lead. During the pursuit, the Charger sideswiped a Chevrolet Suburban, briefly stopped in a plaza. Then the driver fled on foot. After a failed pit attempt, troopers disabled the vehicle and pursued the suspect on foot.
Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Give me your hands! Give me your hands!
The driver, identified as 25-year-old Caleb McNeil, was quickly cornered and taken into custody. A female passenger, Jabril Stokes, was later released. Officers recovered a rifle from the vehicle, and McNeil showed signs of alcohol and marijuana use while refusing testing. He now faces multiple charges, including DUI and reckless driving. This case highlights how reckless decisions escalate danger and consequences for everyone involved.
Right now,
On November 12, 2024, ASP Trooper David Whipple was handling a crash on I-40 when he noticed a driver texting behind the wheel near a construction zone. He signaled the vehicle to stop, intending to address the violation. However, the driver, 31-year-old Michael Lewis, had active felony warrants and knew a simple stop could lead to arrest.
He was throwing bags out the window about 2 miles back.
As troopers approached, the situation became complicated by obstacles around the vehicle, forcing Lewis to climb out through the passenger side window. His attempt to avoid arrest failed quickly, as officers detained him within moments and escorted him back to the patrol car without further incident.
Wrecked out.
A search revealed over $2,100 in cash, 40 oxycodone pills, marijuana, a digital scale, and an open container of alcohol. Lewis now faces multiple serious charges. This case serves as a clear reminder that poor decisions compound quickly, and trying to evade responsibility only leads to more severe consequences. At approximately 8:55 a.m. on February 28, 2024, a trooper parked on I-185 near mile marker 44 observed a motorcycle traveling 131 miles per hour in a 70 miles per hour zone. When the trooper activated emergency lights and siren, the rider accelerated and exited onto Upper Big Springs Road, leading officers on a pursuit through nearby roads.
Yeah, we're right on Raglan with their standards right now.
Turn right on Greenville.
While traveling through Callaway Church Road in GA 109, the rider, later identified as Kyle Lamar Wingo, looked back at the patrol vehicle and continued accelerating, confirming he was intentionally fleeing. He even cut through a camper dealership parking lot before returning to Greenville Street in an attempt to escape.
Going into the camper spot.
The pursuit ended when Wingo ran a stop sign at GA 109 and struck another vehicle, causing the motorcycle to fall. As he tried to lift the bike and flee again, Corporal Turner used a pursuit-ending technique by lightly striking the rear of the motorcycle with his patrol car, knocking Wingo off balance and ending the chase.
Ground.
Officers arrested Wingo at the scene and discovered a Ruger LCP .380 handgun, later confirmed to be stolen from Houston County, Alabama. Wingo admitted he fled because he had passed the trooper at high speed and did not have a driver's license. He was medically cleared and transported to the Troup County Jail. On December 14, 2022 in Florida, a Nissan Altima initially appeared to comply with a traffic stop before suddenly speeding away, prompting Florida Highway Patrol, FHP, officers to initiate a tense pursuit through narrow streets. During the chase, the suspect drove at speeds of around 160 kilometers per hour, 100 miles per hour, swerving recklessly and even crossing into oncoming lanes, creating a serious danger for surrounding traffic. Officers remained composed, coordinating carefully while waiting for the right moment to intervene. When the opportunity arose, an officer executed a precise tactical ramming maneuver, sending the Altima off the roadway and into a ditch. Officers quickly moved in, arrested 2 suspects, and extinguished a small engine fire, bringing the dangerous escape to an end. The incident highlighted the calmness, skill, and professionalism of law enforcement. Despite the high-risk situation, officers maintained strong tactical control, coordinated effectively, and acted decisively to protect public safety. On July 12, 2023, in Florida, a dramatic pursuit erupted along Interstate 10 when troopers with the Florida Highway Patrol spotted a black SUV racing at speeds exceeding 177 kilometers per hour. The vehicle tore through traffic, aggressively weaving between cars and putting surrounding motorists in immediate danger. The chase quickly escalated as the suspect pushed harder, making sharp maneuvers in a desperate attempt to escape. Meanwhile, troopers maintained tight coordination, tracking every movement of the SUV, communicating over the radio, and patiently waiting for the right moment to act.
Inside lane still, he's kind of riding both lanes.
That moment came when a trooper moved in and delivered a precise pit maneuver, striking the rear of the vehicle. The SUV instantly lost control, spun across the roadway, and veered off the road.
Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! Hit him now! Successful pit. Vehicle's up on the shoulder.
Within seconds, patrol units rushed in, surrounded the vehicle, and swiftly took the suspects into custody, bringing the dangerous pursuit to a decisive end. The incident serves as a clear reminder that one reckless decision can escalate into a life-threatening situation in seconds. Attempting to flee only increases the danger and potential consequences, while the coordinated tactics and professionalism of the Florida Highway Patrol ensured the situation was brought under control and the public kept safe. For weeks, DeSoto County Sheriff's Office detectives investigated the theft of a $98,000 Takeuchi loader taken from Highway 31, as the inquiry soon widened when the equipment crossed county lines boundaries. It was difficult to chase the suspect down the road, so the police were forced to perform a pit stop to bring the vehicle to a halt. Authorities in Highlands and Hendry counties issued a warrant for a black Dodge Ram hauling the loader. The truck later reappeared in DeSoto County, prompting deputies to move in on June 9, 2025.
Signal 4, volatile, man.
Instead of stopping, driver Yambi Pereira Nunez fled, triggering a high-speed chase on Highway 70. Now held by ICE, the 40-year-old faces fleeing and resisting charges in Highlands County. While patrolling I-530 North around 12:34 a.m., Corporal Ben Ibarra clocked a gray Honda Accord speeding at 90 miles per hour in a 75 miles per hour zone. During the stop, the unbelted driver refused to identify himself and suddenly fled, accelerating onto I-30 West at extreme speeds.
TVI, Scott Hamilton.
The pursuit reached 119 miles per hour as the suspect drove recklessly and attempted brake checks to avoid a TVI. Near Scott Hamilton, a successful TVI ended the chase. Both occupants were arrested, and a loaded 9mm handgun was recovered from the vehicle.
Get your fucking head out. Roll out. Get on the fucking ground. Put your hands behind.
On April 9, 2021, around 3:03 a.m., a trooper patrolling I-85 North spotted a white passenger car speeding in the HOV lane at 95 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. The vehicle repeatedly failed to maintain its lane as the trooper prepared a traffic stop. After emergency lights were activated near Georgia 400, the driver accelerated, entered Georgia 400 North, and drove erratically with headlights turned off. The vehicle exited onto Lenox Road at extreme speed, ran a red light, and crashed, overturning and catching fire.
So why the vehicle's overturned? Hey man, can you hear me? Hey, can you move? Hey, come to me, man. Stay with us, alright? Back here.
Officers requested fire and EMS and attempted to assist trapped occupants. One passenger was ejected and pronounced deceased at the scene. 2 others were transported to Grady Medical Center. Investigators recovered suspected drugs and a Glock 19 near the crash site.
Can you hear me? Just stay with me, all right? They got an ambulance coming for you guys, okay?